I thought I'd do a little update on a few things. Brian Harvey, whose MI5 set up in Parliament Square in 2013, I was a party to. He's banged on for years about how he wants a word with John Wedger and Bill Maloney. Well, he knows where Bill Maloney lives, so he could have gone and knocked on his door at any old time and had that word with him. And of course, Danny Jones Hoax Police told everybody that John Wedger worked at Buttermere Court and was doing his brew with a view from the roof of Buttermere Court. Of course, I was hundreds and hundreds of miles away. Brian Harvey, though, is just down the road. He could have gone down to Buttermere Court at any old time. Didn't do that either. Makes you wonder whether Brian Harvey really wanted a word with him, doesn't it? Well, I know the answer to that question. Anyway, didn't go down there. He wants to stab me in the neck, apparently, if I go and knock on his door, which, of course, makes me really tempted to go and knock on his door. Very tempted. Also went to the police station, went to Acton Town Police Station. Ealing Police Station doesn't exist anymore. Went to Acton Town Police Station and waited for quite a long time to be seen. And you have to go into this perspex box to speak to the gatekeeper, the support worker, who is also behind a perspex screen. It's not at all private. If you stand anywhere near the door to that box, you can hear every word that's being said. Anyway, it started out alright, and then I told her there's a cover-up going on. It's been going on for a very long time. And she popped out the back, and she came back, she had a totally different attitude. Of course, the police never cover anything up, do they? They don't lie, do they? Try telling that to the Guildford 4 and the Birmingham 6 and a whole host of other people. They get very insulted if you accuse the police of being corrupt in any way, shape or form, despite the fact that there is a mountain of evidence to show that the police are very often completely and utterly corrupt. Of course, we know they're completely and utterly corrupt when it comes to covering up child abuse. That's a matter of fact, it's on record, it's proven. But nobody that has covered up that child abuse, high-ranking officers or government ministers, has ever gone to jail for perverting the course of justice. And until that starts being the case, where's the incentive for them to stop covering things up? There is none. So they will continue to cover things up. So thanks very much for your support. Anyway, I've got a crime reference number. I'm not going to show it to you. Because people will be ringing them up pretending to be me. I've no doubt about that. Of course, I also paid a visit to the BBC the other day. I went down there to hand in a subject access request. I'm legally entitled to do that. They're legally obliged to give me the information that they hold on me. And yet they wouldn't let me in the building. Now, the reason you need to go into the building and hand over a subject access request in person is because you have to identify yourself. So I have my passport and my driving licence so that they would know that I am the person who's requesting their own information. Anyway, they wouldn't let me in the building, which seems completely unlawful to me. Of course, that would mean another complaint with the Information Commissioner's Office. I'm really not sure how an organisation like the BBC can get away with doing that when I'm making allegations that one of their staff abused me in childhood. Anyway, YouTube seems very happy with that state of affairs. Anyway, somebody in my comments section, I don't remember their name, asking me for an email address. Oh, you seem to have been through the mill a bit. Have you got an email address? Well, of course I've got an email address. I don't think you can be on YouTube without an email address. But I also seem to remember that this person has left me exactly the same message at a previous date. There's no context to their request for an email address. They don't have any subscribers. No content. They've got a playlist with some Sharon Gow and some Brian Harvey in it. I don't know, maybe they could ask Sharon Gow for my email address, seeing she was being passed files of information on me. I'm sure there's a few email addresses of mine in that, because she is such a great researcher, you know. But I had an email address on my account for a very, very long time, and I got no emails that were particularly useful in any way, shape or form. So I won't be giving you my email address unless you can explain why I should give you my email address. I'll give them my email address and they'll send me a nonsensical email about absolutely nothing. Too frightened to put whatever it is in the comments. I remember some time ago Brian Harvey creaming his knickers, going on about how did Bill Maloney know about Prince Andrew and Ghislaine back in 2012. How did he know? He must be MI5. Of course, nobody's left me a comment and go, oh, you spoke about Prince Andrew in 1988. How did Paul the Man know about Prince Andrew in 1988? I must be MI5. And Brian Harvey's thinking. The reason I knew about Prince Andrew in 1988 is because what I've said about that incident is absolutely true. And what I've said about the Earl of Pembroke's involvement in my life from 1990 onwards is absolutely true. Of course, the Earl of Pembroke, Henry Herbert, now deceased, made a film with Q Stark, so they would have been quite good buddies. It was an erotic film. Anyway, in regards to my report at Acton Town Police Station, who I already know are on the cover-up, they said somebody will give me a ring. Well, nobody's rung me yet. I'm not going to hold my breath. It'll be quite a long time before they get back to me. And I'll tell you what they'll do. They'll do absolutely nothing. They'll try and manage it down a telephone. But I'm in the area. I'm quite happy to come into the police station and give a full statement about all the grooming and abuse I had in childhood. And also all the information about the cover-up to keep me quiet, to buy me off, to threaten me off. But they're going to try and find ways to get out of doing that. I don't know, it plays right into their hands really, doesn't it? They should let me do it. They should take a full statement and they should investigate it. Because if they find out that I'm a liar, then they can charge me with perverting the course of justice, exactly the same as they did with Cole Beach, right? And then bang me up for a very long time. I've opened a WhatsApp thing. I know, I love giving Mark Zuckerberg all my information. It's encrypted, you know, end-to-end encryption. Of course, I've added Harvey Proctor, former MP, Harvey Proctor, who was accused by Coal Beach, along with a number of other people, Sir Cliff Richard, Paul Gambaccini. They've got a campaign going. While I was protesting down at the Tavistock, I did mention Harvey Proctor's campaign on a number of times to lots of people. They were asking for anonymity for those who were accused. The weird thing about YouTube is people don't respect the anonymity of survivors. They want to dox you and expose you. Well, I was down at the Tavistock Centre for 40 days and 40 nights, and none of you came down there to have a word with me. All that mouthing off on YouTube. I told people exactly where I was. I stayed there for a very long time, and none of you came down. If you did come down, you came down undercover. You didn't introduce who you were. Anyway, we had plenty of street theatre down there. And I even let one bloke take my photo and told him my name. And he immediately posted it on his Facebook page. Because I don't hide, you see, like this rumour. What's he hiding for? I don't hide. I wasn't hiding in Parliament Square. I'm in the film. If I was hiding, I wouldn't be sticking my face on a fucking camera now, would I? But the truth of the matter is, I have had my life threatened. And I take the threat seriously. I've had my life threatened by the state. That's exactly what the setup of kidnapping a member of the Royal Irish Regiment commanded by Prince Andrew was all about. So they could point guns at my head, threaten me with 20 years in jail, or kill me. And they can do it like that. So I have to be very careful. Yeah, street theatre. That's some lovely old street theatre. Of course, Grendon, I've said on a number of occasions, works hand in glove with actors. Lots and lots of actors in and out of Grendon, all running groups and summer schools and courses and things like that. And if you're going to run a bit of street theatre, you probably want actors and those sort of people to do it, you know. They're very good at trying to sell you a character. Do a lot of training for it. Anyway, that's a little ramble from me. I say little ramble. 13 minutes. Thanks very much for your support though. Thank you.